What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Raise Hell Zell back again with another video. And in this video, we're gonna be going over the victory over the Saints. Gut-wrenching victory. We laid it out all on the line at the end. It shouldn't have been that close, but we did get the victory nonetheless. And in this video, we're gonna be going over the things we did well, some of the things that we didn't do well. You know, some things we got to clean up before we get into that matchup with the Eagles next Sunday. So without further ado, we're gonna get straight into it. All right, so the first thing I want to cover is, first of all, and I know this might go over some people's heads, but for me personally, I appreciate it. I appreciated that they called the timeout on that 2-point conversion. For me, in years past, I feel like we wouldn't have did that. I feel like Ron Rivera wouldn't have called that timeout. He would have just let it play out. We at least got to take a look at how they were set up, and then we called the timeout, and then they went out there, and we ultimately stopped them. Now, with that being said, that pass still could have been completed, in my opinion. It hit his hands. It just didn't. The play just didn't work out. So we kind of got lucky. We got lucky at the end, and it worked out in our favor. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be great. So at the end of the day, we won. We didn't play our best game. The game shouldn't have been close. Jaden missed some passes to Terry. We're gonna get into that. It just shouldn't have been this heart attack game. Like it shouldn't have been like this. We was going into halftime up 14-0. Like, we should have blown them out. They shouldn't even have scored. But it is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is, and we came away with the victory. Also, for some reason, we just could not run the ball. Just for some reason, we could not run the ball. Our best rusher was Jayden Daniels. And it shouldn't have been that. He had 11 carries for 66 yards, average 6 yards a carry. That was really solid. Brian Robinson, 21 carries for 65 yards. No touchdowns for 3.1 yards per carry. And that was pretty much it. I mean, Jeremy Nichols had 2 for 4. Chris Rodriguez had 1 for 2. We barely used Chris. I don't know why we didn't really incorporate Chris in the game, but it is what it is. I'm not going to harp on it because we came out with the victory. But let's talk about that play at the goal line. Fourth and goal. We was on the 1-yard line, and we called a play action. What was it? A play action pass, and Jayden Daniels rolls out and he gets sacked. I understand Cliff wants to catch the defenders off guard and everything, but that's just not the play to call, man. I was so disappointed when I seen that play. I'm like, why didn't we push it in with B-Rob? Like, or at least quarterback sneak it. We was on the 1-yard line. Like, I'm disappointed in that play. I'm gonna be honest. But overall, looking over it, Cliff Kingsbury really called a good game. Other than that play and a few other plays here and there, in my opinion, Cliff Kingsbury called a great game. If we would have blown them out, we wouldn't even really be thinking about that play like that. I mean, honestly, we probably would. People will still remember it because we left 7 points up on the board by that play. But let's just go straight into it with those passes for Terry, from Jayden to Terry, man. I mean, those are potentially 14 points left on the board because 2 of them were on the same drive. The first one, he just overthrows him, man. He just literally overthrows him. And I'm like, dang. And it's crazy because we've hit on some of those. In other ones, he's kind of overthrew him this season. This isn't the first time he's overthrown Terry. And I get it. He's a rookie, so I'm not going to get too hard on him. And he's a very accurate passer. But over the last few weeks, he hasn't really overthrown Terry like that I've seen since like earlier in the season. I can't remember a specific game, but I thought we kind of got that figured out. And to see 2 overthrows and then 1 underthrow on a touchdown that potentially could have put the game away, it kind of hurts. And I know I want Jayden Daniels to win Rookie of the Year. just like all the rest of the fans. And that could have been a moment to the stat pad his stats and get Terry them touchdowns up and get Terry them yards. Terry should have had 200 yards today, man. He should have had 200 yards easily. But it's like those really small attention to detail can really change the outcome of a game and the way people view Terry as a wide receiver. But the optimism in that, though, is that he was open. So, going into the Eagles game, I think Terry is going to be Jaden is going to be looking to make up for those. And that's a good thing, because I feel like down the field, them deep balls to Terry's open a lot down the field. I mean, his quickness of feet, I believe, is very underrated. So hopefully when we play the Eagles, Jaden really focuses in on that, and we can get some of them connected down the field. I'm just trying to search for any optimism in that regard, because I really wanted them deep balls. They just didn't fall for us. So other than, let's talk about that at the end of the game, them 3 seconds. So I counted it out. I seen the post while I was watching the game, because I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the clock when they get down to the 1 yard line before they get that last touchdown. I'm like, dang, all right, this clock moved mighty slow. And then I'm looking at the clock and they're like, oh, and it got to 9 seconds and it stopped for 3 seconds. And mind you, that would have been game because they only had 3 seconds left. So I'm like, bro. And then I seen somebody else talking about it on X. It looked like the ref had signaled for the clock to stop. What are we doing here? Like, it seems like down the stretch, what could have went wrong. And it's no explanation of why that clock stopped for 3 seconds. It's nothing, because if we would have lost that game, I would have been so furious about them 3 seconds, and it would have been nothing the league could have done because the game was lost, and then our playoff chances would have been up in the air at that point, because we would have had like a 40 or 50% chance of making it. So with that being said, man, we had so many opportunities to end this game. I mean, Dante Fowler, them 2 roughing the passing calls, like what? Like, those are so ticky-tack, and one of them wasn't even a roughing the passer. I guess you could say he barely grazed his neck, but he didn't even knock him down. He didn't even land on him or nothing like that. He went for the pass, hit him on his shoulder, and dude fell, and they said roughing the passer. Like, I was looking at the game like, are you serious? Like, we really about to go down this path? And I was listening to Louis T. Shout out to Louis T. He was talking about how when we missed that first pass to Jaden, Louis T was like, yeah, we're going to have to really grind this dub out. And I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, look, we missing this. It's going to end up being one of them games, because we've been connecting on those as of late. Like, we've been connecting on those. I know early in the season, he missed Terry a few times, overthrew him a few times early in the season. But over the past few games, when it was them deep ball to Terry, we've been connecting on them. And then they get 2 more chances after that, and we still, he overthrew him again and he underthrew him. I'm like, bro, like, Terry should have 2 touchdowns, 200 yards. Man. But he still had 2 touchdowns at 73 yards, but he should have had at least 200 more yards, man. So that one hurt, bro. But we gotta do better with that, man. Hopefully against the Eagles, we make up for it. Hopefully we get this dub. The Eagles have been playing. They're on a 10-game winning streak or something like that. I don't think they've been on a 10-game winning streak in their franchise history. They might have, or they might have tied it. But they looking dangerous, man. And they're not even playing their best football, for real. They just look dangerous. They just look super dangerous. So that's that, bro. But I still think we have a good chance of beating them. Definitely still think we have a good chance of beating them. But yeah. So yeah, we talked about the play call. I think Cliff Kingsbury did call a really solid play. I mean, he called up like 4 or 5 touchdown worthy plays. We had 2 touchdowns. Then them 3 passes to Terry, those were 2. Like, we should have had 28 points. We had 28 points at least. We're not talking about Cliff Well, actually, we should have had 34 points because we ended with 20. We're not talking about Cliff Claypool. 34 points on the board. Like, as an offensive coordinator, you did a lot right that day, in my opinion. So, and overall on the season, I mean, we're top 5 in scoring. Like, we're 9-5 now with a rookie QB, this new regime. Like, we can't blame Cliff. Like, we can't say, Cliff is doing a bad job. Like, he's doing a great job. Put things into perspective. We're 9-5, rookie QB, first year head coach, first year offensive coordinator, first year defensive coordinator, really first year owner. All the new shit that's going on around, and we're still 9-5. I don't care who you talk to, nobody thought we was gonna be 9-5. So we can't say here Cliff doesn't know what he's doing. Cliff makes some mistakes. No, bro. For the most part, not 80 to 90% of the season, Cliff has been doing an amazing job. So let's get that out the way. Defensively, we got to step it up. Like Louisville, we had he's an amazing player, but that pick hits you like this, bro. Like, we need that, man. Like, you need that pick. I know you wanted that pick, bro. Like, we gotta have ball is life. I know Joey Jr. like to preach ball is life. So like, we gotta, like, it's right there. Let's get this turnover. Let's have 2 interceptions of the day, man. Let's end the game, catch the ball. We up 10 at that point. Interception. The game is over, bro. Like, he's been putting them in position to make plays. It was another couple of plays where the ball was tipped and we had a chance to make a play on the ball and we just wasn't there. So our coordinators are doing the most with what they have. At this point, the players just got to go out and execute. We're not executing. We didn't execute to our best of ability at this game. There was a lot of plays left out on that field where we could have executed a lot better. But yeah, we definitely got to execute a lot better. But Jamison Crowder looks more natural back there at punt return than Zaccheaus. I think he need to stay back there. He looking more elusive. He look more confident. He making moves at his old age. I like Jamison Crowder at punt returner. I really do. And we're gonna need him. We might need him to step up on offense for us at receiver. Hopefully we get KJ Osborne back. We get KJ Osborne next week for the first time against the Eagles, because we're gonna need all the help we can get, man. We don't know about if Zach Ertz is going to play next week. Depending on how the injury, the concussion looked, I'm gonna say he's probably not gonna be playing against the Eagles. So it is what it is. Next man up. Maybe Cole Turner gets elevated from the practice squad. John Bates, I don't know what's going on with Ben Sinnott. Hopefully Ben Sinnott makes his outing against the Eagles. We need something, man. We're going to need all the help we're going to get, because that's going to be a crazy game. That's going to be a crazy game this Sunday. So that is what it is. And McCaffrey looked solid on kick returns too. He looked like he was making some moves back there, so I'm not worried about that. I know I was worried about that with AE going down. But looks like we got that department filled for the most part. But overall, man, we won the game, and I know there's a lot of people out there that's not happy with the way we won. Obviously, we should have took care of business. We should have won the game by at least 14 to 20 points, at least. But it's the NFL. Anything can happen. As long as you get them dubs, don't nobody look. You look at your record. They look at who you beat and who you lost to, and that's what matters at the end of the game. At the end of the day, there's some optimism to be taken from this game, and that's wrong with that going into the Eagle game. But yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what y'all think of the game. What y'all think we're gonna do against the Eagles? I think we're gonna win. I'm going out and saying we're winning against the Eagles. I think the Eagles are they're a really good team. They're a really good team, but I think we catch them slipping this weekend at our house. I think we catch them slipping. I think we come out firing on all cylinders. We catch them off guard, and we ultimately come away with the dub. I don't have a score prediction just yet, but just know I think we're gonna win. So please like, subscribe, and comment. Yeah, man, let me know what y'all think. And y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Peace out.